Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Back Post. Today, it's going to be a bit of like a mini podcast because the weekend's football, there's a lot of it. We want to talk about all of it. We're going to jam it all in one video and see where we go from there. But before we get into the video, please make sure you like. Please make sure you subscribe. We're very, very close to 500 now. We're only 10 away, I think. Something like that. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And last thing, this video is going to be on Spotify as well, just in case you want to listen to it opposed to watch our beautiful faces. Don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, so it's on Spotify, so make sure you check us out on there as well. As a bit of a wordy...
And Apple Podcasts.
And Apple Podcasts. You know what? It's on most...
Don't forget about those boys.
Sorry, I shouldn't forget about Apple Podcasts or all the other podcast platforms that we are also on. Check us out wherever you listen to podcasts. That's a wordy intro. How you doing, boys?
Not too bad.
I'm alright.
We
As a quick disclaimer, Jay just said we were going to talk about all the weekend's football.
Yeah, only the ones we care about.
It's not happening. We're talking about maybe 4 games.
That's all the games, boys. It's all the game. Wait,
that's all the ones we care about.
The other games I don't even think about. They don't actually happen. So I think we were going to start. We're going to do in chronological order. So the starting game to get the Premier League back up and running is the Merseyside Derby, and usually the Merseyside Derby is pretty shit. Never really like it. It's probably the shittest derby in the UK. But this year it isn't going to be. Ancelotti's boys are on it, boys. What do we think?
I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as we make out. I think, yeah, the team's obviously better, but I still can't see them beating Liverpool, to be honest. I think it'll be a bit more entertaining.
This is the problem with football, right? Because any other logical line of work, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. There'll be no analogy.
Disappointing.
I look at Liverpool and I go, they've just lost 7-2 to Villa, and to be honest, they don't look as strong as they should be. And then they've all had to go away from each other. I look at Everton and go, oh my God, what a start to the season. They're galvanised, they're ready. And it's not even the fact that it's Everton and Liverpool always beat Everton. It's the simple fact that every time a team gets trounced, they seem to then come back. Whenever I play Arsenal, I am weirdly more confident if we've lost the game before, because I feel like we're going to react. So the issue is, even though Everton are in better form, they've got the best squad they've probably had, arguably ever, but definitely in the Premier League era, I'd say. As things stand so far, it looks like it should be good. But really, Liverpool are a wounded animal, and I have no idea. I did predict that this would be the first season where, in a long time, where Everton actually managed to best them. So I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, this is another one of those games, and you say this with every game, but if the fans were there, and the Everton fans probably for the first time think that they might do Liverpool, and they brought that energy to a great game, that would change things, but obviously that's not the case. If, hypothetically, boys, if Everton do win this game, yeah, that's huge. Do we consider them to try and challenge for top 4 this year then, if they beat Liverpool?
I don't consider anyone as title contenders until at least game 15.
That's fair. But, I mean, it's just the fact that they've beat Liverpool, their rivals, the champions. That means they'd be on a 5-game win streak, which is a massive bonus to start with. They could keep going.
I get that, but look at Leicester falling off a cliff last season. That's when you'll find out the mettle of these teams. They could literally win the first 20 games and be amazing, and then because the players haven't been in that position before, crumble. Look at Liverpool, for God's sake, at the end of last season, after having never been there before with their squad. They let a 30-point lead slip to whatever it was in the end. It'll be interesting.
To that point, that there was a national lockdown in between, and didn't help.
Also, it's irrelevant because Tottenham are doing it.
Sorry, of course, didn't think about that. Forgot about Tottenham. Go on, Adam.
I think if Everton are going to do Liverpool over, it is going to be this season for me. I think they've got a lot to prove. But saying that, talking about the break that's just happened, that can make or break a team itself. Do you know what I mean? They can come back a totally different team after that, especially playing Liverpool. So, I mean, if they do beat them, I still don't think they'll get top 4 because it's a long season in it. You know what I mean? It's great when your first 5 games. It's not the same once you get to Christmas. Once you get after Christmas, the games start piling up. They've not been here before. Well, not been here for years and years and years. So I won't get too excited about them.
You may not think they're going to get top 4, but do you think they'll finish above United?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's fair enough. He said yeah. Right, we'll move on from that one.
So, confirmed, Adam doesn't think they're going to get relegated. That's good.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on for that one, boys. And we move on to the first game that will be pay-per-view. And I thought we mentioned that really quickly in this video before we move on to the actual game. What are your thoughts on that, lads?
It's a good way at getting more people to watch the game in terms of if you don't have Sky Sports, you can watch it on BT, vice versa. But it's just a bit ridiculous, I think. I mean, I can't afford it. I don't know about you.
No, I can't, mate. I definitely can't afford it.
I think Adam's being slightly too generous there. I can afford it, but that's also because I have a literal Tottenham friend. So every time he comes and watches Tottenham, we split the cost. So it's, and we watch the same TV. But I don't have a job at the moment. I can't technically afford it. It would be money that I shouldn't be spending. I think you're being far too nice in terms of this is obviously to substitute. They're still getting all the TV money because they're still being shown on Sky, BT, Amazon Prime, etc. So this is to subsidise the ticket revenue, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously I do get that. Tottenham are one of the worst hit teams in terms of ticket revenue because we've just built our new fucking 66,000 seater stadium and no one can go in the bloody thing. So from that point of view, I do get it. However, you're being far too nice. It's utter bollocks. If you want to introduce a service like this, it cannot be it can't be per game. That's mad. It has to be day pass. It has to be a streaming service that you can watch everything you want for, I don't know, even if it was £30 for the month, the amount of football you're getting in that package, that you're still giving money to them. Ticket revenue makes up for such a tiny part of football clubs nowadays. It's all about the TV broadcast right. And in my household, across me and who I live with, we do pay for Now TV, we pay for BT Sport, we pay for Amazon Prime. I think actually one of us picks up the bill each for one of those. But that should be enough to be able to watch all the football. That's 80 to 100 quid going out of your account every.
The thing that gets me is like at the start of this season, it was said, this season crowds probably won't be back. Pay for Sky, pay for BT, you'll get every single game. That's what it was sold as, and then now it's like, oh no, because you'll have to pay for these games as well. Oh, and if you want to watch that game, you'll have to pay an extra £15, and that's where I've got the problem with it as well, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the ideal solution, but I think realistically, as a compromise, they should have done a bit like the European Goals show. We should have been able to have a soccer Saturday where we cut to the different games, and it wouldn't have cost us a fucking arm.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I said, the option, the fact that it's per game is madness. Like that's only £5 less than the 20 is plenty to go to the actual game. Like it's not on, and like I said, if you're paying for what you're paying for already, it's nonsense. I think that they're going to face a bigger backlash than they think for this. I don't know if they actually care and change it, but I think we can all agree it's shit, and we should probably actually talk about Chelsea.
Yeah, so
time's ticking.
we'll move on. We'll talk about the actual game, with the one of which I'll definitely not be streaming. I'm excuse me. I'm very excited for this game. It felt like that the Palace game was a really fun one to watch, and it was like, right, when's the next game? Oh, it's in like 2 weeks because the international break. Shit. I love the international break. I don't want to shit on it too much, but it came at a peak time for us because we were building a little bit of momentum, and it would have been nice to see where that was going. So hopefully we can pick up where we left off. Last night, Werner and Havertz were class in a very good game. Werner and Havertz both got a goal and an assist each. Played really well. Hopefully they can bring that kind of form into the Premier League with them. Southampton have won 2 games and lost 2 games, so it should be beating them, as we always say. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this game. Can't wait for it to happen.
By build up a bit of momentum, do you mean you've just beaten Crystal Palace?
And so this is
because you'd got knocked out
when
of
I
the cup
was
in the game before.
when I was saying it.
That's all it takes for the
When
momentum.
I was saying it, I knew you were going to say something. That's why I was kind of trying to like play it down a lot. No, yeah, but
Yeah, I think
it's not building up.
That's the thing with you, Jay. You're a very excitable.
Yeah,
fan.
I am.
You're a very excitable fan, and bless you. It's great, but you've slapped.
So that's why I don't know why I'm friends with
calm-
you, because you just
calm down.
drag me down every time I get excited.
He's bringing you back down to reality, Jay. That's
He
what
does,
it is.
isn't it? Me and Adam are up in the clouds having a great time, and because you're a Spurs fan, you think of.
When the fuck's Adam been up in the clouds
Yeah, I'm
since
Sorry,
definitely
Adam,
on the
yeah.
clock.
we've started doing this?
Yeah, to be fair, we brought him in at a bad time. Bring him in 10 years ago, it would have been alright. No, Chelsea, yeah, no. I know what you mean, Josh. Obviously, it's one game, but to win 4-0, that was exciting. It was not the momentum building from there. It was like, can we go into the next game from that and be like, take that with us? And that's what I was excited about. So hopefully we can. Hopefully that will happen on Saturday, and it's gonna be a good game.
I'm sure you'll be fine because Thiago Silva's managed to have a nice long rest before his next game.
He hasn't. He's been playing
That's
for.
what
He's
gonna
been
do,
playing
isn't
for
it?
his country, Brazil, Josh. So fuck you.
Did he play? Is he actually been playing it?
Yes, because he's a fucking
yeah.
beast.
Oh.
That's why. Right. I've got down here City and Arsenal question mark. Do we want to talk about it?
Can we stop mentioning games and not telling us what you think is going to actually happen in the game, Jade?
Oh, sorry. We'll win 3-1.
Okay.
Have you got Danny Ings in your
And
team?
Ings will score that one goal against your leaky defence.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Danny Ings will get one. Shea Adams won't
I
get
like it.
anything. And we'll score 3.
Right. Don't sleep on Shea Adams, Jay. He's not the player he was last season. He's
No, I
come
don't.
into
I love Shea Adams. I always used to buy him on FIFA. I don't want to sleep on him.
I had Romeo, the centre midfielder, on my bench on the Fantasy Premier League. He got me
For his
11 points.
one goal he scores every season. You've missed it.
He got me 11 points on the bench. If I'm 6th now currently, this is in a different league. If he was on my team, I'd be 3rd. I'm just gutted.
Yeah, you've made a mistake there. Also, just genuinely forgot that your Spurs slapped Southampton in that mad game recently. That was one of those mad games too. I've just remembered that. Sorry.
Well, Chelsea and Southampton are the two teams that for some reason play a much higher line than they should. So it will be quite an interesting watch
Just
because you both play
balls
a
over the
high
top.
line. So you'll all be in the centre circle staring at each other. It'll be
Yeah,
mad.
and so in that case, it might end up 4-3. Who knows? Right, we'll move on. City and Arsenal boys. Do you actually want to talk about it?
De Bruyne is out.
Yeah.
City are still a better team than Arsenal, and even though they're not in form and Arsenal are in better form, Arsenal need to prove that they won't shit themselves against City as they always do. So it should be, technically on paper, it should be an Arsenal win, I think.
I think Aubameyang's doubtful as well, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Aubameyang.
Out.
Oh dear.
Oh, have you seen? I've got De Bruyne and Aubameyang in my team. So
I've got Aubameyang.
that's how I know.
Oh shit, I have De Bruyne in. I better take him out. Oh no, because I was going to swap. Oh, this is...
I've already used
nightmare.
I took Martial out and put Ollie Watkins in.
Mate, I've used my wild card. I'm fucked. Anyway, no. So Aubameyang may be out, but on the same front, with Aguero, Jesus, and De Bruyne for City. Arsenal should be winning that game because of that.
Yeah.
Although maybe we'll have the first 0-0 Arsenal City for the first time in however long. Move on.
All right, next game.
Arsenal should
Arsenal
win.
should win. All right, next game is Newcastle, mighty Steve Bruce versus Manchester United. Adam, how you feeling?
Yes.
What happened last time there, Adam? I can't quite remember.
But we got beat. It was actually a year ago. Bar a few days, a year ago today.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
So
At least it wasn't one of the Longstaff brothers that scored a really nice low drive against you, because that would be awkward.
yeah. Well, we come into this game with a few problems, but the main problem is we've not got. Well, I say we've not got a striker. We're missing Martial and we're missing Cavani. So
Cavani, man. I forgot. How did I forget? Sorry.
He's still in isolation, so it's.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious to see what the team will be. My mind is going towards Rashford up front and bringing James into the squad.
It has to be.
If it's not that, then it would be a Gallo if not. But even still, he struggles to get into games. But
I would personally play a Gallo just for the impact figure. Like I don't know, when you just because it's Newcastle, when you put in James, and he might not be directly on that wing, but when Almiron and St Maximan are actually more direct attackers than James, it might be a really difficult game for him. Whereas a Gallo can at least hold that. I think United need someone to just hold that ball up for you a bit, and Gallo is that.
So I'll be honest, I'm really nervous for it because our form is so up and down at the moment. I just don't know where we stand. We've got Tellez coming in.
Yeah, there's that level of uncertainty with United right now, isn't there?
So I'm guessing Tellez will start left back, which will be interesting. That should give us some more down the wing. Martial's out. Cavani's not going to start. I think that's about it, really. I thought Bruno was going to be out, but I read the article wrong. I thought he was positive corona, but he's actually negative.
Should he not be isolating anyway if he's been with Ronaldo?
Well, no, he had the test after it was announced.
Okay.
And he's all right. So,
okay.
I don't know what to say, really. It's Newcastle, but they beat us last time. It's Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce likes to come up against us, doesn't he, and do us a job. So, I'm going to say 2-1 United.
I think this is a draw in all.
A 1-1.
I don't know, I feel it in my bones.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
And Rashford. 1-1. Simple.
Nice.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, lads.
That's what I like to hear. Well, moving on to the final game, the two informed teams, the giants of the Premier League, Spurs Villa. Josh, what are we saying?
I thought you were talking about Sheffield Fulham.
That's one of those games I completely will not look at the score, won't think about it. Josh?
Well, it's an interesting one, that, Jay, because Spurs Villa, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen because, like you said, Villa are so in form, and in the amount of weeks it takes us to play Villa, that might change.
West Ham.
But when we play West Ham at the weekend, who knows what's going to happen there?
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Also in form, West Ham. They have come off beating Wolves and Leicester. I'm not going to underestimate them. We are the team West Ham like beating more than any team in the Premier League. They hate us, like Chelsea do, like Arsenal do. We must be doing something right. But in terms of when you were talking about, I love the international break. I love the international break. I have never hated an international break more than this one, Jay.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm ready because I'm just feeding little news articles to me. We knocked Chelsea out the cup. We smashed the European team 7-2, and then we rocked up to Old Trafford, won 6-1. Said thank you very much, buggered off, and then a news report came out that said Tottenham training officials are so impressed by Gareth Bale's quality and work ethic, and then he's set to feature, Jay. Gareth Bale is set to feature for Tottenham Hotspur against West Ham, which, if we can all remember, is his most famous goal in a Tottenham shirt, that last-minute banger into the top corner. Tom Carroll.
That was going to be my question. You threw me off because I thought you were playing Villa, so you threw me off. But my question was going to be: Is Bale fit to play? And he looking his.
He's fit to play. Well, unless something.
Does that mean him, Son, and Kane will all feature then this weekend?
Personally, I'm ready to be teased a bit more. I'm ready to not see him start. I'm happy with Mora on there. Just Mourinho's way of playing with everyone's balls, and just and seeing Bale sat there and see how the game goes. Because even though Mora's not as effective, Harry Kane, depending if he's all right, he should be starting for England tonight. And Son will hopefully have enough there. Again, not underestimating them.
One sec.
Should I keep talking? I'll keep talking.
Go on.
We should have enough there, and I'm just so excited to watch this game and see the Sky cameras pan to Gareth Bale sat on the bench, and then eventually when it gets to the 50th minute, Mourinho calling him down and seeing him jog along the touchline, and that's more exciting than actually seeing him play in a way. I'm just ready to see him, just ready to come on, and if he comes on and makes an impact, amazing. But I feel really confident. I've never been this excited, despite the Champions League run, for a one-off Premier League game just based on seeing the players. I've never ever been this excited to watch a Premier League game this early on in the season.
Fair enough, mate. I understand that. And you saying that reminded me that I didn't even mention that Ziyech is probably going to play for Chelsea, and that excites me as well. So what are you saying, mate? What do you think was the score going to be?
I think we're going to win, and also just as a fun side note, I'm pretty sure David Moyes is back, isn't he? So they've won really convincingly all those games they've had where David Moyes has had to leave because of COVID, and now I just for narrative reasons alone, he has to lose the first game he returns back. It's just funny. It's just funny, isn't it? So I think this could also be I think it might be a bit like the game we played against them a few seasons ago, where we smashed them out the park 3-0, and then they scored 2 last-minute goals, and all Tottenham fans are like, oh, God. So I can sort of picture something a bit like that, but if we've got anywhere near the confidence we had before the international break, I think we could 4-1, 3-0. And that's disrespectful, because West Ham have done well, but...
That just shows where you're at right now. That just shows where you're at.
So let me caveat that by saying 4-0 if they play Mark Noble, 2-1 if they play Souček and Rice and drop Noble, because they're so much better without Noble in that side, mobility-wise.
Yeah, definitely. Right, well, that's all the games. That's all the games.
Come on, you Spurs!
That's all the game we care about, boys. There's some other fun ones like Leeds Wolves, but we're not going to mention them. Fuck it. Like I said at the start of the video, please make sure you like, please make sure you subscribe. We really do appreciate everyone that does. Like I said, we're so close to 500. We really want 500. It would be really, really cool to get to that number. Anything else to add, lads?
Tell your dads.
Then we want 1,000. Then we want 2,000. Then we want 10,000. Then we want billboards, and then we want to run for president, and then
all three of
mandatory
us.
In every school.
All three of us.
This chat. Yeah, the three of us will be presidents, and it will be mandatory football chat in every home in the world. And if that's the kind of future you want for your children, hit that subscribe.
We need some propaganda posters, like the American ones where he's pointing but with our faces on.
No, I'm just immune to COVID, and I feel stronger than ever, and I will kiss every single one of you.
That's the kind of leader he would be, right? If you can
pull
some parallels there, that's what's going to happen. Tell your dads. Thank you.